Okay, I'm Beck Lane, and this is Studio 120, and I'm still in my jammies. But let's raise a glass. I just got another rejection letter. You're welcome. So I'm reasonably pissy right now. I had planned to come on and talk about this painting and the other painting and how they affected each other, which I will do. But first, I just got another rejection letter. If anyone watching these videos thinks I am, a success, which I hear, people write me all kinds of compliments and think I'm much higher up the ladder than I am. To clarify, I am the Susan Lucci of the art world. I am the Susan Lucci of the art world. You're welcome. I have gone decades with getting rejection letters and all kinds of yeah but, and so it's something that we talk about. I don't deal with rejection well. I harbor ill thoughts and bitterness. I don't forget. I do not forget. And I know that the rejection has nothing to do with me, possibly my work. I don't know. I can't even begin to tell you. So I've gotten so many rejection letters and so many great ones too. I can't tell you how many times I've been rejected with, yours is the best presentation we've ever seen. But, I love your work. We absolutely love your work. But I can't begin to tell you. And you just sit there and go, what is there to but about? What? WTF, and I'm trying not to swear. Because we have to do a Maxwell minute in a second. We have to say hello to my grandson, so I'm trying really hard not to swear again in my videos. Rejection is a part of life. Rejection is a part of being an actor, a singer, anyone, a writer, poets, anyone who works in the art. It's also, rejection is it's a part of being alive. Jobs, people get rejected from jobs. Hello. We're rejected every day as people. It's just because I take this so seriously. So seriously. And I know there's a level of technical skill involved. There's a lot involved in my work. The intent, the drive, the layers, the use of color, understanding mediums, all this stuff. Layout, balance, all of it. That I get a rejection letter, and I'm like, what? What do you want me to do? Glue googly eyes on this? Go to the craft store and stick some glitter on there? Cause, dude, I'm not getting it. And people who collect my work, who know my work, I hate to say this, but fans, they don't get it either. Nobody gets it. Nobody is understanding on any level. Nobody who's seen my work up close, in person, people who follow me online, unless they're dicks, then they're just like, me. I got one that said, you're an average painter. And I'm like, you're a moron because you don't even understand what you're looking at. You collect glass bongs. This is what I wrote back to the guy. You collect glass bongs. That's your big claim to artistic talent, is you collect other people's glass bongs. And frankly, you don't understand what you're looking at. So, talk to the hand. Anyway, got another rejection letter. This one was from New American Paintings. I was all excited. I thought, slam dunk. Absolute slam dunk. Here's my $50 that I don't have for the entry fee. I can't. I like, what really, what more? We have almost 500 videos up. I'm doing stuff a ton of stuff online. I'm mentoring people. Doing this. Experimenting with paints and different mediums, and I've worked with other artists, and like, what? All right, we're not going to solve that today. So just so you know, if you're a struggling artist, you ain't alone. And honest to God, I turn into, like, I'm stomping around my place, my rental, doing like Mr. Freeze and his brother, Mr. Heat Miser, half the time, pulling my hair up, going, So, all right, that's what I'm doing this morning. I wasn't feeling all that well. And then I got that and my blood started boiling. So here we are. Okay, we're going to skip on. We're going to move on now because we're not going to solve it today. I doubt if we're going to solve it in my lifetime. Then everybody can say, remember the many times. Sorry, I just spit. I'm so mad I just spit. Remember the many, 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 many times someone could have said, here, Beck, and didn't. So there we are, friends and family who are watching this drama through YouTube and other places. I'm having my WTF Tuesday. Another rejection letter. Another rejection letter. We're sorry to inform you. I'm sorry to inform you. I want to punch you in the effing face. So let's move on. Let's do our Maxwell Minute because I've been bitching for almost 8 minutes now. Nobody needs to see that. But I want you to understand, it's not just you. You know, if you're an artist and you're rejected by galleries, museums, publications, blah, 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 it's not just you. Walk with confidence. Walk with confidence in your work. Do your best work and understand it's not just you. It may not have anything to do with you. I know that doesn't help. Doesn't help me. I don't really care. I don't care that it's happening to other people. I care that it's happening to me, but it's not just you. So anyway, boink. We're going to do Maxwell Minute. Ready? Hi, Maxwell. We're going to say hi to my grandson, Max. Ready? You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make your mommy proud every day. Your daddy loves you, and so don't I, Max. Now go paint the rest of the day away. And I know, Maxwell, you're going to take on the world. You're going to be the one. All right, my friends. So this is a painting we've looked at many, many times. And I actually started reworking bits of it. Something clicked last night. Oh, sorry, I have big bags under my eyes. Something clicked last night, and I'm going to show you what happened. I was working on... Ooh! Oh! Okay. I was working on this painting. I was doing the background, like the wallpaper or the background in the photograph. Started doing the landscape bit. This is from an old black and white photograph where they hung, like a tapestry in the back, and the tapestry is actually a landscape, one of those painted landscape backgrounds. But I put in these designs. I wanted to do more like of a wallpaper. God, I hope you didn't see my butt. Because I don't have one anymore. Anyway, I've continued on with the landscape up here, just putting in the little shapes and lights and darks. Continued with the wallpaper idea. But then as I moved along, I'm going to show you, I started pulling in the colors in the wallpaper, bringing it into her dress, into her face. That's the greens and blues, continuation of the blues, and a little bit of the tans and orangey browns. Tiny, tiny bit up in here, but in her dress. Ooh, got something on her dress. Anyway, there's greens and more blues going on in here. There's also greens, this really light, like a sage green, that I've incorporated into this outfit. I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl, it doesn't matter. This child's outfit pulled in some of this light olive sage green and also some of the blues. I'm highlighting with the blues, and I took the white off of the forehead because really that poor child had such an egg forehead. It was driving me crazy, but I do that on most figures. This was like a bright white, almost circle. It was hideous. And then I had a white stripe down here, white stripe on the lips, white stripe on her lip, white stripe on her cheek, and then I had points up in her forehead that were far too white. And they were balancing, but it was just too friggin' weird. So we've removed that and incorporated more of the colors in the background into their faces and their clothing, which then brought me over to the painting I did have across the way, which was this one. And as I talk about, as I talk about in many, many videos, as I've talked about, it's taking lessons learned in one painting and applying it to the other. So I have this painting up against the wall. I've actually got 4 painting stations set up now in my sunroom. So it's boom, 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 boom. I'm just kind of taking the lessons applied in one painting, or the lessons learned in one painting and applying it to others. And so this I went in, and I don't know if you recall, because you have to have all my work memorized, the Susan Lucci of the art world, you have to have the work memorized. The background was blue. The background was deeply reflective of her dress. The highlights were blue. So everything had this blue tone, which I thought would be really interesting. It flattened everything out, and it made her head feel like it was going to roll off her shoulders. So I took this beautiful sage, lightened it up a bit, started highlighting around her in the background with that sage. Again, went to her dress. Following the lessons learned in the other painting, applied it to her face, to the bow. And now it's like boom, 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 boom. She's starting to move along. I'm not, what was going on was the background was blue, her dress was primarily blues and browns, and her face was browns and oranges. It was just nothing was working. As soon as I took that sage and started applying it to the background and changing it from like this ice light blue to more of a light sagey green with using titanium buff and a turquoise. I think it's one of the Gamblin turquoises. It totally changed. So now we've got depth, we've got better highlights. Her head still feels slightly disconnected. For some reason, when I do a painting it's always with girls, but with their head over like this, they always feel like the head could just kind of fall right off. So I'm trying to reconnect. I'm trying to find why. I know one point was highlighting that spot of white just a little bit. That helped to recalibrate the head. it took the head from, whoops, it's going to fall off her shoulders any second now. She's a Henry VIII wife. Excuse me. To all of a sudden, she went from like falling off to pulled her back up. So it's a highlight there, and I think what I have to do, I've highlighted here, but what I have to do is find the highlight and whites down here so she's completely grounded. The figure is completely grounded, sorry, my allergies to itself. So those are the lessons learned. I hope I told you something that you might be able to take with you and not feel horrible about, and maybe is helpful. I know rejection is a part of life, but does it have to be like such a major important part of life? Who was it? Who was it that said, oh, it was Groucho Marx. It said something like, I'll remember it later. I'll remember it probably in an hour. But why do I want to be a member of a club that wants me? Like, it was something like that. Much funnier, though. And that's true. Why would you want to be a member of a club that doesn't want you? It would be nice if, a couple did. That would be awesome. So, anywho, the artist I've talked about many, many times, Vanessa German, the sculptor, she had a fire in her art house. She owns a home, and she had an artist in residence staying in there. Apparently there was an accident with a candle, and her house caught on fire. Luckily, the firemen were able to save her work. They were very careful with all of her work. Okay, I'm trying not to be jealous. She has some major shows coming up, so she has some major shows coming up. She's brilliant. She really is. I just adore Vanessa and everything she does in her Pittsburgh community, everything that I know of that she does. I have nothing but respect for this woman. Nothing but respect. So if you would please find Vanessa German in Pittsburgh. You can find her on Instagram, Facebook, and a bunch of other places. She has a GoFundMe page going, and they're doing extremely well. I know she will use the money to not just rebuild, but to help her community, something she's deeply invested in. She takes the kids in the neighborhood, come to her house after school. They work on projects. She helps kids in gangs be introduced to art. She's a super badass. She's a super friggin' badass. She lives in a dangerous neighborhood, and she just takes in everyone. So if you could please consider donating to Vanessa German, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, if you'd like to help support Studio 120 and all of my temper tantrums and craziness, go to, there are links down below. TeePublic, by the way, I was just on there. TeePublic, one of the places where you can get my work printed on different items like pillows and posters and notebooks and things. They're having it's almost 30% off sale for the next 24 hours, just so you know, and the link is down below. Okay, I'm gonna go now, Max, because Grammy's pissy. Grammy's mad. So I'm gonna go now. All right, ready, Carrie? I also, if you want to at this point, like and subscribe to Studio 120 on the links below. All right, here we go, Carrie. Oh, Carrie. All right, Carrie, you are my sunshine too. Ready? Meow, meow. No, let's go. Meow, meow, meow. Boing.